plank version that is a little bit more about the hips than your average side plank. We're going to do it from the knees. So the knees stay on the floor, the lower legs and the knees are going to stay on the floor throughout, and I'm going to be on the elbow in this supporting or this down side as well. There's also a fair bit of shoulder stability asked out of this exercise as well, so make sure you've got that under control before you engage with the whole movement. So the first thing I'm going to do is just define kind of my top position. I'm going to push into this floor, finding a nice strong stable shoulder on this support arm. So I don't want to be here, I want to push from this place here where I've got this nice long line and this active stable shoulder right off the get-go. And then I'm going to press into the hips, lifting and extending them as I also open up this top knee. So I find this kind of star position, and I'm also finding this top arm reaching up, so I'm pushing the floor away with this elbow, this knee, finding a nice long plank position through the hips. And then as I come down, I'm going to let my hips come back and down, almost thinking about this lower right hip as if it's coming back, 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 back. It's not going to come all the way to the floor, but I'm going to lengthen and lower it, finding this low, almost turn into the floor. And I'm going to encourage a little bit more rotation by reaching this arm underneath me, reaching behind, and then I push the floor away, opening up into that star. And then hip comes down, hip comes back, arm reaches under, and then we press away, finding that nice tall position. All right, so there's a little bit of rotation through your torso, there's some rotation over the shoulder, and there's some lengthening through the hip. I'm going to show you from the back so that you can really see what's happening in the hip. A key point here is you start with the hips and knees bent, and the knees should be ahead of you. And that is going to facilitate this kind of dropping and bending of the hips that pairs together. And then when you get up, you're going to straighten your hips as they lift up and out to the side. Okay? So I push into the shoulder, find some nice length here, nice length through here. I'm going to find my tall position. Notice my knee is still on the floor. I'm pushing the ground away as much as I can here. And then I'm going to drop the hips, flex them, reaching this right back pocket back behind me as I also reach this hand underneath me, and then I push away, finding the opposite position. So find some length in that back pocket, so see how much this right hip is lengthening, and then I shorten it to find my star at the top. Okay? So beautiful one to also pair with some good breathing, maybe inhaling into that reach and exhaling, pushing yourself away, so that we are getting a little extra dose of motion through the rib cage with our strategic breathing as well. Okay?